Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am Melissa Joy, and I got some big old boofy hair. Let's pull this on back for a minute, y'all. Pardon the underarms. Here, I squeezed down for a minute. Okay. So, anyways, I was shuffling the cards, and you just started folding and talking and folding and talking. But anyways, welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am your reader, Melissa Joy. Now, Scorpio, is that a lot of what's going on? This just ready to spill it? Because there was a reading from y'all recently talking about all the secrets ready to come out. And Scorpio is natural 8th house. And we could think about death, endings, all that stuff. But that's also the secrets where we come forward from. It's where my treasury is, by the way. My part of fortune is right there. And it's like, oh, there's secrets. There's something that we don't know. Let's look in there. It's knowable. It's knowable. And that's the thing, you want to come in to, it's still just, all right. There we go. So the May moon card coming in for you is talking about balancing spirituality and practicality. So some of you may want to check out Sagittarius, but in there we can see the full moon in Pisces. Now, let me back up for just a second. This is big, Scorpio. Do you feel something big coming in? Do you feel something moving under the surface? Are you seeing things rise up? If that's you, then stick around, because there's things going on from Virgo all the way around. We've got like a whole quadrant being involved, because even though I haven't done Sagittarius yet, they are showing up here, okay? So look at that. See that energy going on? But this was that old having to like live off of waste product, live paycheck to paycheck, maybe being trapped in some family obligations and things like that, not feeling free to get fully into who you are, like tethers and karmic tethers and things like that. But I love that we have this new world coming in here, because it's time to dance, my friend. It is time to celebrate. It's time to get into your color. What? This blossoming abundance, this cosmic green, this crystal clear vision, seeing, thinking, hearing, feeling. And that's a good thing. I'm so glad, because things are going to come in rapid fire sequence. It's going to be like, you know, when people have a near-death experience, which you do not have to have, you can say, I'm not game for that, because I remember I was going in for one of the procedures and I could see the angels there going, well, you know, she's going to die and we're going to give her a vision. I said, no, you're not. I said, I've already been through cancer and everything else. You are not. You can talk to me nice and plain. You do have that level of authority. We all do. But what they're saying here is you and your loved ones are safe, which we will see later on in this, and it's time to take action. Meaning this has been front burner and this has been back burner, okay? The mind has been very occupied. Your eyes, your vision. You've pulled some of your eyes, because the eyes run through the center of our body, and I'm talking about the letter I. Our intelligence, our instinct, our intellect, our intuition, those type of things, our impulses, all right? And they've been getting all clustered up in here and creating like a big bobblehead, a lot of pressure and a lot of expectation on you to figure it out, or to hold your breath and to wait it out, to make it through whatever else. It's like, you need to know it is secure. I've got you, is what life is saying, okay? Life is where everything comes from, including love. All right, so life is saying, I got you. Let's get a move on. Start living. Listen to me. Start stepping into those things. Let the old death fall away. Those things that have been clamoring and holding on to you and restraining you. No more restraint, my friend. Oh, it's funny that they did that, because we're going to go backwards. Don't fall for that. See that temptation, that lure, that black cloud of thinking, that stinking thinking? Like what's been happening is keeping on happening, and not gonna keep on happening. It needs you to gonna. It needs your body to gonna. It needs your territory to gonna. Your little piece of paradise, your permission, your power, your authority, your yay. Okay? So when these things come fugging up around your ear and trying to suggest, and they all up in your eyes like this, like, look at me, look at me, look at me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Here's what I got to say. Here's what's happening. And you call it thoughts, and you call it like, what's that called? Evidence. You're seeing evidence. Don't fall for that. You see that hook? And this one ain't got a worm on it. It's an anchor, and it said, I want somewhere to land. You want to know why? Look at your world. Got dolphin power up in here. You got fish that fly in the air, man. You don't have to eat your poop anymore and live off of yesterday's earnings, paycheck to paycheck, moment to moment. I mean, the old moments. Crust, crumbs, broken down. Other people's poop, their problems. No, 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 no. Look at this power. You're a revolutionary. You're here to create a whole new world. Your whole new self. It's funny that they're holding me with my hand to action. They're like, look at that. The winds of change are blowing and they're behind you and they're saying, come on, come on, come on. You don't have to eat the old dead of your two lips and what you said and what you've seen anymore. There's new things on the horizon, so there could be a moment of silence, but it's not still, okay? Silence for now, but not still. So that may be a little bit of personal time away from people, because when we're around people, we can tend to converse for whatever reason. Light talk, serious talk, spiritual talk, spilling your dreams, spilling your guts about what's happened, whatever else. I don't even know, but it's talking about silent, because you can be swift. The wind can move you because you're already in agreement with your spirit, with your soul, with yourself, because you're like, you ain't gonna know no more. See that old moon-mindedness, your reality trying to convince you that that's your truth? Bug that. Hashtag fuck that, Scorpio. No, no. And that can be your motto right now. No. When that stuff starts trying to get up around you, no. You feel this feeling and you follow it. Let the winds move you along. Let them lead you and guide you. You might have had some broken relationships and some harsh endings and some grief and sorrow that you are still bearing as now. Because this, funny enough, even though it's not black, it's showing up as mourning clothes, because it's showing up in like things that are dead, like dried flowers, like old memories, you know, longing and pining for things that once were to be fresh and new, the old, the whatever else. But it's like the hair's down and you're ready to go, because this has been stifling, like restraining you all the way in and up. And just as it's knocked your hair loose and it's ready to blow, okay, knock my hair loose. All right, it's ready to blow. It's ready to go and move you forward. They need your permission. It's funny. You're not behind a wall. And your prolificness, your fecundity, your prosperity, your financial abundance, your wealth, which is everything, opportunities, appropriate connections, friends that are at the same maturity level as you, the same vibration as you, the same love level as you. There's just been that little bit of thing of trying to keep a table set before yourself, and that has been limiting you. You see that? It keeps making me think of like a jury in a courtroom or anything governmental. So you might want to check out the Capricorn read. Being held and restrained behind those systems, behind some Saturnian stuff about being more about society instead of about your personal pleasure, being more about your out in the world face as opposed to your bedroom face. Or in your house, you know. In your house, you can walk around naked if you want. You know what I'm saying? That there's nothing going to stop you there. There's another fence too. You just had these little fences, but what's wild is you can keep walking. Those have been barriers and guards for a while to help you get that ball in, kind of like at bowling. Those little things that pop up to help you meet your goals and meet your aim, keep your focus, keep you from being distracted. But there's even temptations there, because that's looking like a grapevine. And the grapevine could have to do with what other people say. So this silence is a really good time for you to help you move swiftly and help you move out of those bondages and those limitations and those old temptations to fall for that, because you got this gorgeous world. Look at you, because this isn't the moon. This is the whole moon, right? Which includes the sun. This is your golden self. This is your growth and your development. And you talking to yourself saying, I want the whole world. And yourself says, beep, 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 beep. There's nothing wrong with that. Look at you. You already have it. It's in your hands. Look at you already climbing up on the rooftop, getting as close as you can. You've gone as far as this old world can provide. Let's see what your dreams do now. You're like, catch the wind, catch sail. You're like, if one umbrella doesn't do it, let's see. Let's get 8 of them. All right? Hold on, because you only got one handle, one you. So that means you might be multifaceted. Many streams of income. Many friends, many sources of pleasure, many connections. And that doesn't mean cheating or shortchanging. No, because remember that distraction was all like standing over here. These like the fence and the going along, and get tempted and turn aside, just do what's common. Hang out at the gossip post, hang out at the fence post, do the little chit chat with everybody else. And they're like, no, you need to get people at your level, my friend. That's why we blowing you and hurrying you along. Because can you look at that hair? The feathers, the winds of change coming on in. Look at that. But it seems that money has been your only limiting factor. But this is your authority. This is your power, my friend. Give yourself permission to be hugely financially abundant, because that's the only place where you haven't grown to your proper dimension, into your immaturity. But that's also a causal factor of why you're turning aside to these little things, these little temptations, just little bites along the way, because you got to be fed somehow and keep on going. You got to connect somehow and keep on going. But this was like a byproduct of this. So now that you've said no, and you're not letting those things take possession of you, claim authority over you, take assessment over you, tax you, and you're moving forward and you're not getting distracted and turning aside, something's pushing you ahead, ready to blow your clothes off, to blow your limitations and the statutes of this world and the way they say things go and the way you should be and what beauty is and what power is and all that, blow, blow, blow. And you're getting that Saturnian, that old Saturnian energy out of there, and you're getting into this new. And you're like, just like, and swallow it down. Yeah. Begin to imbibe in the pleasure of who you are. Give yourself permission. Breathe it in and exhale it out and come in and say, I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am beautiful. I'm happy. I'm divine. Whatever those things are, my friend, and watch yourself prosper and say, I give myself permission to be financially abundant and wealthy. Because look at you. Remember how the 8 is great? That where'd she go? Where'd she go with herself? Where's all y'all umbrellas? Oh, y'all, I'm out in the wind. Did she blow away? Hold on just a second, friend. Oh, no. There she is. Okay. She got up. The dolphins magic is on that right now. Opening up your whole big world, right? Giving you that assistance because nature affords that. Spending some time in nature with your nature, not other people's nature coming on up. So you must have run a little dry, friend, and been empty. Because as we are, those other things just naturally pile up in there. You think about those planters out in front of restaurants. Sometimes they'll have planters on either side of the door that once had plants or trees or bushes or flowers in it. And it ends up dying because people forget to care for it. They just want to invite you in and keep making the money and forget to keep blessing themselves. And people just see it and they just naturally put trash in it. So if these energies see space in you, they go put their trash in you. And that's why they're saying, because look at all this treasure. Look at you, you mighty mountain. Look at this glory and this beauty and this wisdom and this talent and this skill. Talk about yes. Say yes to that. Let this wind carry you into your new world, all right? Out of the old static ways of the way people say it's done and the way you make money. It's non-traditional for you, my friend. Follow your wind. And it can seem like a whim, or people calling you immature to follow the wind and go that way. You might check out Sagittarius as well then, my friend. And they'll say, that ain't how you do it. And you're like, this is what myself tells me. Look at who I am. Look at you embracing nature, greeting the sun, seeing the water. Look at the birds flying around you. They're like carrying your dreams and desires off to the wind, and then it's being reciprocated to you. When you begin to see and feel and experience that, that is the pulse of life, the fingerprint of life saying yes, yes. And as you keep saying yes to it, it continues to grow rapidly. Remember, rapidly and swiftly, because you're taking action on these dreams and accomplishing them, because everything you love is safe. It's not lying to you. There are no tricks there. Remember, we got that trick out of the way at the beginning. This old thing showing up like that's the way you do it. Nuh-uh. You ain't laying in here. You ain't squat my turf, putting your weed seeds down on me, running amok on my territory. No, because this is me. And that starts to grow this rapidly, and then zoop. It's kind of like Alice when she drank the other bottle, right? And gets back to her size. The ability to own this world that you live in because you didn't give it up to that shizdizzery, right? This thing may seem big, but you big too. And watch it. Watch yourself grow. Look at all these plans and desires and dreams that you have coming on forward. You didn't have to have ships come in. You are your ships. All these relationships you have with the different facets of who you are, your blessedness, your creativeness, your coiffure. I know about your coiffure. Look at that. Look what all's up in there. Talk about pineal gland. Talk about pleasure. Your ideas and sparks really get you turned on. They get you excited and juicy and like vibrant, well, just gonna say other people have to have sex to have that juiciness go into their joints. Okay, very Capricornian again, friend. Talk about your joints, your marrow, you rising up in the truth and the power of who you are. Blast off that old passe stuff and get into who you really are. And look what comes from there. That blows this crafty, craptastic stuff out. And you're going to see in the true mirror, because see, even though this is called the lovers, they all tell different stories, y'all. And this one's saying, this one's pretending to be like you. Look closely. Can you see the fake? That is a costume, my friend. So that's why those old things suggesting to your ears and your eyes, the false evidences, they're sitting there and pretend as best they can to say this is who you really are and this is all it'll ever be, trying to drain you out and dribble you by distracting you, by getting you to engage in conversation, because misery loves company. It's called commiserating, and it sounds all therapeutic and stuff now that everyone's all embraced being open about their problems and going to their therapist and all that. That's great, y'all, but that was a movement. That was a movement. It was a way to keep you going around the mulberry bush forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And that's why these winds of change have come in. Because some things, when you stop paying attention to them, they naturally die. And when they die, they're no longer buried alive in you, hurting you. When your body has processed the food, it passes it out naturally. Hello. Hello. So sometimes the best remedy is to just keep going, my friend, to stay silent, to not engage in that, to engage with your nature, to begin to get outdoors into this crystal clear clarity, getting into your truth and your essence, and abounding and flourishing and living life and beginning to love it as it starts to fill you up and you begin to overflow. And out of that natural overflow of who you are, these things come into full dimension here on earth, full creative power, that your wealth, your prosperity, and everything is there. And we get all Father Time off of you from squatting all your dreams. That record, that karmic record, that's that old Saturnian stuff, remember, that was holding you down, holding you back and holding you down, rendering you powerless. Dolphin power on that. These wheels keep on turning, silver and gold, there ain't nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with your desires. You are plenty, you are perfect, you are pleasurable, you are comfortable with who you are. You are not only full of self-confidence, but also I speak over you the blessing of self-assurance. Knowing yourself, knowing your dreams, and trusting your spirit, your soul, your guide to lead you into the truth of your whole new world. So we can Father Time out of here. He's been squatting our space too, because it's like, dang, they didn't fall for that. I don't want them to know who they really are too, and the power that they have over me, that I'm just like a little ant that I can just like flick right off. Yes, you are. Flick, flick, flick. Because like that's this coin. See, it's like him sitting on this coin trying to keep you small like him. And you're like, no, I know the truth. I see the vision. And you come into full power and full size like this, right? And you knock him off of it. Yeah. We're playing paper dolls here. All this old remnant, the reality trying to tell you who you are, fug that. In comes hummingbird power. Look, you have everything. Everything. You are a whole circuit. You are perfect, and you are plenty, and you are divine. You don't need to be reaching outside yourself. That's why it begins with you, my friend, and it heals these old wounds. Because see, you're like, I may have scars, but I'm ready to live. I don't have to live from that barren waste place anymore. I know who I am. I hold my head up high. I am multifaceted. I am abundant. I have growth and development. Look at my gorgeous garden. I have the genie. I have the power. I have everything. Little Red Riding Hood says, yes, you do. Scorpio. Friend, thank you. Thanks so much for sharing your wisdom and guidance with us here at this channel. I appreciate you. Hey, click that subscribe button and join my channel. I'd love to have you here. It is free as always. Also, you could give it a touch of love to that like button and help us rise to the top. It takes just a moment of time and it changes my life forever. Also, leave your comments and compliments down below. I'd love to know who's showing up for Scorpio, because remember, we are the whole zodiac. Thank you for bringing it out of the dark, friend. No longer a secret. We get to see who you are, your glory rise. I am excited. Bye, friend.